two bright spotlights shining on me. It's a great sound system so you can hear me even if I whisper. Every single seat in this auditorium is positioned, so I'm the center of attention. If you start doing something you're not supposed to do, your youth minister will come over and stop you. I'm in control. This is a piece of cake. What was hard was going into a store and asking for help. What was difficult was answering the phone. It got so bad that I would be on the bus when Brad and I would travel, and we'd be riding back to where my car was parked. I couldn't tell the bus driver to stop at my stop, and if it went by, I would just get out to the next stop and I would walk back. Now, this is something that had persisted for years and years and years, but it really came to a head one summer. Over the course of the summer, I had two of my friends, two women I love so much, who had the opportunity to do things that they thought that they were called to, that they thought were their vocation. It was awesome, but they were really big things, and in both circumstances they needed help. And I could help them, but it required me to make phone calls, my least favorite things on the planet. And so what would happen is a week would pass, and they would check up on me. I'm like, hey, gee, did you make the call? Did you find out that information for me? And I'd say something like, oh, I left a message, or they need to get back to me, which was a lie. Had never made the phone call. Had people in my life who I loved going after things that they were called to. And it was easier for me to lie to them and make it more difficult for them because they were counting on me than to be honest about what was going on. And I know you know how this works because you've been there before. You tell one lie, and you tell a second lie to keep up the first lie, and then there's a third lie to keep up the second lie to keep up the first lie, and then a fourth, and then a fifth, and then lie builds upon lie upon lie upon lie, and all of a sudden you find yourself where you can't even remember who you told what, and you find yourself trapped. Now I want to make something very clear in this illustration. The straitjacket I'm wearing here, this does not represent dyslexia or social anxiety or ADHD. You know, at the beginning I said I have a number of learning disabilities. I'm not disabled. There are things that are really hard for me and they're obstacles, but they don't disable me. I found myself trapped. I found myself stuck because of the choices I made. And oftentimes when we're in these impossible circumstances, it seems there's no way out. I'm going to try and get out of this impossible circumstance. But there's a common misconception about a straitjacket escape. And the misconception is this, that the way you get out of the straitjacket is you simply dislocate your shoulder. As if that were a simple thing to do. And once the shoulder is dislocated, supposedly, you now have a bunch of extra room which allows you to pull your arm through the hole. Now there are two problems with this proposition. Problem number one, if I dislocate my shoulder, the bones no longer fit together properly, and when the bones don't fit together properly, the muscles can't do their job. If there was extra room, I wouldn't have enough control to pull my arm through the hole. Problem number two, it would hurt a lot. Okay, I love y'all, but we're gonna draw a line somewhere, so let's see what we can do here. You laugh it up, Jungle Boy stuck. Ooh, it's so funny. We were somewhere recently and I was in that position and someone in the front row was like, hold it, I want a picture! That apparently is my good side. There really is no oxygen up here. Someone now lives at sea level. This is brutal. These are my new dance moves. Hello. I don't even know what that means.
Where's Keenan? They're up there.
Excuse me. Must maintain my modesty. I don't want to lead anyone into temptation. Now, it's a real honor and privilege for Brad and I to spend a weekend like this with you guys. We've done this a number of times, and Brad and his family actually lived in the Archdiocese of Denver for a number of years. And even with that said, even with that type of connection, I can't say that I know you. I can't say that I know the obstacles you face, the burdens you bear, but that's something that takes time. It takes being friends.